Hey everyone, it is Zarkoon with another World of Warships Legends video, and in this one I have a review of the new Tier 6 French battleship, the Lyon. Now I've got two battles here for you. This first one is the highest damage battle I have so far achieved in this ship, and the second one is more of a wild, almost close quarters combat sort of battle in this ship. Although it's not really close quarters, it's close quarters by the standards of this ship. You really don't want to get close to anything in this ship, okay? I'll tell you that right off the bat. This is probably the squishiest battleship in the game. You don't want to be taking shots in it. If you do, you're gonna die. Now, I think I have played about, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 games in this ship. Maybe less than that. Maybe it's more like 10. I don't know. The first handful of games, though, I spent getting absolutely obliterated. Because, like I said, this is a squishy ship, and it is one, I think, with a relatively high skill floor, meaning you need to be pretty good at the game and have a good understanding of the mechanics in order to have like any success whatsoever in this thing. You see there we got a nice hit on that Akatsuki, 9,000 damage. I think a lot of players might be hesitant to take that kind of shot I just took there, but you can hit destroyers at medium to long range. That was a little close, I guess. So if you got the shot, make sure you take it. Anyway, this is a ship with a high skill floor, and the first rule of playing this ship, I would say, number one rule: don't get shot. You'll notice that the HP, I'm still at max HP right now, haven't taken one shot yet, is 44,160. Now the base HP is actually 46,000. Mine is a little lower because of a perk I have, or a trait I have on my battleship commander, and I'm running Jaujard. And I'll go into his build a little bit later, but so not a lot of hit points on this ship. Not a lot of damage to be taken from you by other battleships. In fact, I think the hit points on this ship are a lot closer to most cruisers, and cruiser is sort of how I like to think with this ship. You need to be constantly watching your minimap. You need to know where the enemies are. You need to pretty much keep at max distance from them. And you need to engage in a lot of kiting. You pretty much, when you're engaging a target, it's better to be sailing away from it, so you can control your angle a little bit better and sort of control the engagement, make it harder for the enemy to shoot you. A lot of times when you're kiting away from them and presenting a good angle, they will give up shooting at you and shoot at a more appetizing target that they think they have a better chance of dealing damage to, and that's good for you. You've got 16 guns. You can pretty easily get them all on target while you're kiting away. We just took a shot there at that York. This thing is definitely, for sure, a cruiser killer. You don't want to be going up against a Lyon if you're in a cruiser. It's got 16 guns. They will wreck you. Against battleships, slightly different story. Armor on this thing: 12 to 360 millimeters of armor. I'm not sure what that means because there's no armor viewer, but like I said, this thing is squishy. Torpedo damage reduction 16%. All of this is base. All these stats that I've read to you so far are base. I don't have the hull upgrade. I think the HP goes up to, I don't know, into the low 50s once you get the hull upgrade, but I don't have it. I don't have premium time going right now. I'm all on basic, and that makes the grind a little bit longer. Anyway, currently all the survivability stats, I think, make it the weakest battleship at this tier in the game by a lot. Now the guns on this ship, I've already said there's 16 of them. They're in a peculiar setup. 4 turrets with 4 guns each. There's one in the front, two super firing in the rear of the ship, and one in the middle. If you can get all the guns on target, you should, but you don't want to risk giving up your broadside to an enemy. There we just citadeled that Iowa. Not too terribly difficult because he was shown an awful lot of broadside there. These guns, 16 of them, 340 millimeters, makes them the smallest guns at the tier, even smaller than the King George V's guns, which are, I think, 356. And this 340 millimeter size, it is the same size as the one you will find on the Tier 4 French battleship, the Bretonne. The base firing range on these guns, 15 kilometers. I think you can upgrade it to 16 with the artillery upgrade. I think that's the shortest range of any battleship at this tier in the game. 30-second reload time. Mine's 28.5 seconds with one of Zhaozhard's perks. 41-second turret traverse speed. It's slightly quicker than the Colorado and Nagato, slower than the Gneisenau or King George V, sort of in the middle of the pack there. HE max damage 4700, 26% fire chance. That fire chance is the lowest at the tier, but keep in mind that this thing has 16 guns. Sorry about the noise there. My cat decided to jump on me, and there's a storm going on in the background. Don't know if you can hear it. Anyway, where was I at? I think I was talking about the guns. The AP damage, max damage base of 9500, definitely the lowest at the tier in the game, but I have it up to 10,070, and still, even that is the lowest in the tier. So, what to do with these guns? Smallest in the tier, lowest damage numbers in the tier, shortest range in the tier, but most numerous at 16 in the tier. So what I would recommend for this ship is sort of playing it like a cruiser. Play it at max range, kite away a lot, look for any broadside target you can possibly find, so always keep looking at the minimap. Your first priority, broadside cruisers. Second priority, broadside battleships. And then third priority, if you see them, definitely take shots at them, destroyers. You saw what I did to that Akatsuki in the beginning. You can deal a lot of damage with these guns onto destroyers. And the broadside target thing, I mean, pretty much everything I've shot at during the course of this game has been broadside. We're up to 81,000 damage, and we're going to get more before this thing is over. And I have been... Ooh, can you hear the thunder? I have been firing AP this whole game. I've seen a handful of Lyon players while I've been playing recently, and a lot of them like to fire HE. I am really not inclined to fire HE in these battleships. The AP, I think, has a lot more damage, and you can see it's well, it does have a lot more damage. You can see it's quite effective against broadside targets. We've got 4 citadels. I think 3 of those have been against enemy battleships. And that was a nice hit on that Gneisenau there. We got an incapacitation on his gun too. So I tend to fire AP most of the time. I suppose you can fire HE, but you probably only want to do it against angled targets for the fire starting chance. And when I say angled targets, I mean angled battleships. And I suppose you could take HE shots across the map at battleships if they're angled and you want to try and start them on fire, get them to use their damage control. Maybe your teammates will be able to, light them on fire again, or you'll be able to. Whatever. I know I said play this like a cruiser, but play it like a cruiser that primarily shoots AP. You see we've got the high caliber metal there after that shot on the Gneisenau, and we're up to 102,000 damage. So AP is pretty effective, provided you get good shots. You'll notice even on the good shots we do get, I think the one earlier, the Citadel on the Colorado, I think we got a couple actual penetrations. 1 or 2 were Citadels. We got shatters, overpens, and bounces. There's a lot of guns on this ship. What is it that Jingles says on his videos? This is a case of throw enough shit at the wall, some of it's gonna stick. Now, oh, look at that. We've got an enemy Lyon in front of us, and he is firing HE. Let's see who comes out on top in this engagement. He's doing sort of what I would recommend, which is using your advantages, get all your guns on the target if you can, but don't do it at the expense of exposing your broadside, because if you do, you're going to get punished for it, and we're not exactly punishing him a whole lot because he is moving, he is opening his angles and closing them. That's what you want to do. You want to try and time your shots after he shoots. You notice I'm trying to open up the angle, get all my guns on target, shoot, line up the aiming reticle there, and then start closing my angle again so that when he shoots, he will have a smaller target to hit. And if he's shooting AP, hopefully I will be angled and I will be able to bounce shots off. This is a ship where you can bounce shots, provided you're angled correctly. But the ship is a lot of, it's very angle or you will die. Part of the thing that goes into it being a ship with a high skill floor. And look at that, we've got the Confederate. We're up to 120,000 damage. That Leone is going behind the island, and our friendly destroyer there is going to end up finishing him off. So I suppose that was a bit of an inconclusive match between a Leone shooting AP and one shooting HE. Neither one of us really came out on top. Well, I guess I came out on top because my team is gonna win here, and that other Leone is dead. So, yeah, you'll notice I didn't get any kills in this game. The next one that's coming up, I end up getting 4 kills. So while we're waiting for that one to start, talk a little bit more about the ship stats here and my commander build. So maneuverability on this thing, max speed of 24.6 knots on my build, which comes in third behind the Gneisenau and King George V in the tier. Turning circle radius of 700 meters on my build, which is the smallest turning circle in the tier, and a rudder shift of 15.8 seconds, again third in the tier behind the Gneisenau and the Nagato on my build. Now, the concealment of this ship. 14.7 detectability, or 14.7 kilometer detectability by sea, 11.7 by air, which is on par with everything else at the tier. And that's pretty much all the meaningful ship stats there. I think the concealment is actually pretty crucial to this ship, and once I get the artillery upgrade and I'm able to extend my firing range, I think I can get some better things to happen with this ship because of my build with Jaujard. Now, I think the other French battleship commander, his name is Emile Duprat. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. He's the guy with the mustache. I think he would be interesting to run on this ship if you have him. He is more of the defensive-minded battleship commander, whereas Jaujard is more of the offensive one. But I only have Jaujard, and I'm running him on this ship. He is a level 9 for me. His base skill increases the battleship's AP penetration multiplier, which I think is pretty useful for this ship, given that it's got small guns and relatively weak AP. So my build on Jaujard, go over it real quick. The first row, I have the Flammable Cannoneer skill selected for the range. Of course, that comes with the increased penalty of fire chance if you're taking HE shots, but that's okay because rule number 1 in the ship, don't get shot. Rule number 2, I said look for broadside cruisers. There is a Pensacola. He disappeared. Too bad. Anyway, back to Jaujard. The second row, I've got gyrating drill bits for the AP damage buff, and the turret traverse speed buff at the cost of max speed for the battleship. This ship can get up faster than 24 knots. I think it gets up around near 27 or so without that nerf from gyrating drill bits, but I feel like that's a necessary trade-off with the weak AP base damage. Third, I have, and this is the key trait here. Third, Megalomania, which increases the reload of the guns by 5%, and the battleship's detectability after firing its guns. You know, you fire your guns, your detectability goes out beyond your max range, and everybody can see you. And then you got, I don't know, 30 seconds maybe before the detectability goes down to normal levels. Well, this Megalomania trait reduces the time that it takes the detectability to go back down by 12.5%, which is similar to the skill on the cruiser commander, Leone for the French. His base skill essentially does that for cruisers, and I think that is crucial for the ship, and that Duprat guy also has the Megalomania trait, and a lot of other skills that I think will complement it better, a lot of defensive skills that will complement it better than Jaujard does, being a more offensively minded commander. So if I ever get him, I am going to put him on the ship and try him out. And then last on my Jaujard build, For the fourth row, I have reaching out to increase the range. I do not have Jaujard as a legendary status. I may do that at some point, and I have him at level 9. I may put more into him. I'm not sure how much I like the French battleships and how much I want to invest in... Oh, there we go. Devastating strike on that destroyer. Not too bad. First kill. On the ship itself, it's got 3 mod slots. In slot 1, I have the aiming systems mod for the dispersion buff. I guess you could make an argument for the... Oh, look, a Błyskawica. And he's low health, so we're going to steal that kill, I think. Yep, kill stolen. Yeah, slot 1, aiming systems mod for the dispersion buff. You could make an argument for the main battery mod 2 to increase the turret traverse speed. Secondaries, though, not even an option on this ship. You don't want to get close enough to use your secondaries in this ship. If you do, you're going to die. You need to angle this ship. It cannot really bow tank damage like some of the other stronger battleships at the tier. You need to angle. You can bounce shots. I think in the first game in Iowa took a shot at me. I think only one of his shots was on target, but it bounced off and did no damage. So you can angle in this ship. You can't really bow tank, though. Slot 2 on this ship, I have the rudder shift mod, which I think is essential, because I think you need pretty good maneuverability in this thing. Nice little hit on the King George there, not too much damage though. And then slot 3 on this ship, target acquisition like all of the other battleships at this tier. So yeah, that's my build, and I have had a fair bit of success with it, especially that Megalomania perk, which I think is sort of the key to this ship. That decrease in detectability after firing your guns is crucial, because like I said, you want to play this thing at max range. You want to take shots at enemies that are sort of at the edge of your range, like this Pensacola here. You see we've taken a shot, and there he goes. 2 devastating strikes. You want to... Excuse me, sorry, I don't know what's going on with my voice. You want to take shots at max range, and once I have the artillery upgrade to increase the range, this will be great. It'll give me a little bit more room. And you want to kind of stick around your team. You want to give the enemy other targets to shoot at, and you want to present difficult angles for the enemy to encourage them to not shoot at you. And then when you do shoot, provided you're at the maximum range, and there are no other ships around to spot you, your detectability with that Megalomania perk will go down much faster than normal, and you will go undetected again, allowing you to adjust your position and take another shot. There's the King George peeking around from behind the island, and ooh, not a very good hit on him at all. So yeah, essentially I play this ship like a giant cruiser, and it is a cruiser killer. You can one-shot cruisers. I have a clip uploaded on my channel where I do one-shot a full health New Orleans from very far out. 35,000 hit points, one shot, 3 citadels, and he is gone. So this thing is very dangerous to cruisers, and I think that's the story for much of the French battleship line. I know that premium tier 5 Dunkirk, that thing is advertised as a cruiser killer, but this thing, definitely a cruiser killer. You'll see we have 4 kills up there, and I'm trying to get the last kill on this Colorado for a Kraken. We don't have a whole lot of damage because we did do quite a bit of kill stealing, but I think I played this game and the previous one relatively well. I played it, I think, the way that you really should be playing this ship, and you see there we're pretty well angled against that Colorado, so his shots don't do too much to us. Now we're going to open our angle back up so we can get all guns on target, and we're going to take another shot. Unfortunately, he is bow tanking us, and there isn't a whole lot we can do to him. We're just nickeling and diming him here. You could make the argument that you might want to use HE in this situation, but you know, there are 16 guns, 26% fire chance, and when you've got a target that's presenting you such a narrow angle like this, most of your shots are not going to hit, and that is going to decrease the fire chance. I mean, you see there, what is that, 3 ricochets and 1 overpen, so 4 shots out of 16. 4 shots if you were firing HE with a 26% fire chance. So I don't know. I'm still sort of playing around with this ship, and unfortunately our teammates kill the Colorado and deny us the Kraken. Nearly the Kraken though. So yeah, I guess to sum up this ship, very squishy. Lots of guns. The guns aren't too strong. So, rule number 1 in this ship, don't get shot. Rule number 2, play at maximum range. Always look on your minimap for broadside targets that you can potentially citadel or one-shot if they are cruisers, because you can do that. Rule number 3, stick with your team. Let other ships go out before you and take damage, especially friendly battleships, because pretty much every other ship in this game is able to tank damage that you are not able to tank. And yeah, I think that's how you want to do it. So you see here we have won this game. It wasn't too great of a game, but you know. So yeah, that's my review on the Lyon. If you liked it, please be sure to give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I've got more World of Warships content coming. Thanks. See you next time.